There are creatures whispered about in the darker corners of the world. Stories too strange to dismiss, too old to ignore. Some come from the forest, some from the sea, but one, they say, waits closer than you think. Close enough to hear you breathe, close enough to touch. They call it the Rake. At first, it seems almost human. A body crouched low, arms bent, head tilted in that unnatural way of the hunter. Its skin is pale, drained of all color, so white it shines beneath the moon. Bones press sharp against its flesh. Its limbs are too long, bent at angles no man could endure. And the hands, if you can call them that, stretch into claws, thin and black, each one curved like a hook. Its eyes, when you catch them, are voids, not empty, but full of watching. They say the Rake does not wander forests or caves. No, it comes to you, to your home, to your room. It waits in the fragile hours of night, when even the walls seem to breathe with silence. It sits at the foot of the bed, its claws resting on the sheets, patient as stone. Most who meet it cannot move, cannot scream. A paralysis takes them, not from fear, but from the Rake itself. It does not speak, it only watches. And somehow, that is worse. There was a man years ago who swore it came to him 3 nights in a row. On the first, he woke to a weight at the end of his bed. He thought it was a dream until he saw the pale outline crouched there, its head tilting slowly side to side, listening. On the second night, he felt claws dragging lightly across the blanket, testing as though deciding if he was worth the effort. On the third night, it leaned close and whispered nothing at all, just a rasp of air, colder than breath. He was never seen after that week. His house stood empty for years, curtains drawn, bed untouched.
A mother once told of her child crying in the night. She went to comfort him, but found him staring at the corner of the room, eyes wide, pointing. She saw nothing, but when she turned to leave, she swore something moved in the dark, thin, crawling, pulling itself into shadow. The boy grew silent after that. He stopped speaking, stopped laughing. By the end of the month, he did not even cry, just lay awake, eyes wide, waiting for something his mother could not see. The Rake does not kill quickly. It takes its time. It wears you down night after night. First, you lose sleep. Then you lose your peace. Soon, even your voice fades. Those who have been chosen grow hollow, as though life has been drained out, one breath at a time. Some vanish, some die quietly, and some are left behind, alive but broken, whispering of the creature that watched them for too long. An old notebook was once found in a burned house. Its pages spoke of a figure crouched and waiting. The writer called it the Pale One at first, then gave it a name, the Rake. He claimed it sat by his bed for weeks, feeding on his fear. He begged the next reader to burn the pages, to forget the words. But they were not burned. They were kept, passed along,
And so the rake's memory spreads like a shadow stretched too far. There are some who say the rake is not a beast at all, but a memory given shape, that it is what remains when fear is left to rot. Old roots, old stories, all bound together into one pale form. I have stood before a tree that remembers every death, every silence. If such a tree exists, then so can the rake. A thing not born, but gathered, a shape built of every nightmare whispered in the dark. So, if you wake in the deep night and you feel the weight on your bed, do not move. Do not breathe too loudly. And whatever you do, do not open your eyes, because once you see it, the rake will see you too. And when it sees you, it never forgets. You may survive the first night. You may even survive the second, but the rake is patient, and you are not. Remember this: some monsters chase you, some kill you. The rake does neither. It waits, and in the waiting, it wins.